My presentation today is about human rights. Basically, I'm going to start off just talking about what human rights are, not necessarily a definition, but just the background of them. They're just the inherent right to all human beings, regardless of race and sex, and language, religion, or any other status. That's according to the Human Rights, the UN's website. Also, a big change in 1948 was the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That that gave it like a broad standard for the whole globe to follow. Business ethics and human rights. I believe human rights and business coexist pretty seriously. Businesses have a big chance to either improve or decrease human rights. Businesses also share human rights responsibilities. But it's hard to say to what extent. Instead of government coming in, where do businesses come in? That's something that's going to be evolving throughout the years. Something important businesses and individuals need to remember is that even though a person is not interested in this or human right, they cannot simply waive the human right. It's a right. It's what people have regardless of your belief. Human right in healthcare, especially with what's going on nowadays. This is a big one. Um, what I have here on the slide, ethics also provides a basis for a broad spectrum of actions. Um, to summarize that in a shorter, condensed thing than the paragraph here, um, healthcare is a human right. And what we're seeing right now, currently, is what happens when a country does not consider it a human right. We have people sick right now that aren't getting taken care of and possibly spreading a virus to other people because they don't think they can afford it or they actually can't afford it, which just exacerbates the diseases or viruses like we have right now. Whereas if it was to be considered a human right by the government, things would be taken care of much quicker. Now, when it comes to human rights and children, um, you got your labor rights, education rights. I'm going to focus on education here. Um, Education is the best way to get a country out of poverty. So if we as a globe were to make education for children a human right, then you would simply just pull them out of poverty with the knowledge, and each generation would improve. Moving on, what do we see for the future of human rights? Well, that's hard to say. There's a lot of speculation on that. There are many human rights groups here on my slide based off the article "The Future of Human Rights." They talk about all the different groups creating the new challenges and opportunities, but really the future is unfortunately unknown. We have it kind of ebbs and flows. We have periods where human rights are at the forefront. It's a focus of everything, and things get done. And then right now, there's we're not flowing right now. People are getting some rights taken away, either due to government or just policies that have fallen out due to timelines. But hopefully, we'll get back on track, get some rights back to people who deserve them, and just get things going. It's kind of an ethical issue there because it doesn't seem ethical to pull the human rights away from certain groups, be it sexual orientation, gender. It's a right to be who they are. So ethically, I don't think you can take that away. Now, how does the United Nations fit in with human rights? Um, According to Gostin, the UN plays a central role in realizing that human rights need to advance for global health. Just looking beyond that, we know that they are an organization that I feel um, don't not they don't just promote human rights, but they protect it. They're there in countries where it's not looked at as a priority, and they stop greed and corruption from furthering the decline of human rights. Let's see, documenting human rights violations. I think that is just about as important as the actual policies in place to promote them. If we don't document them, if we don't document these violations, then it'll be just as easy for future cases to violate these rights as well. The best way to do that, I feel, is documenting them in a global system to where everybody knows what's right, what's required, and what has to be done. And these are my references. Thank you very much.